Don't let exams decide the value that you hold. And I get it. I get that stress quite a lot. I used to be there not too long time ago, actually. I was in university and I was in constant stress because of assignments, exams, projects. It felt like it never ends. I think ultimately why I cared so much about my grades was because of the way I was raised as a child. My parents put a lot of emphasis on education and on grades, to the point where I felt like I've always wanted to achieve extremely good grades for the sake of making them very happy, and that stuck with me. Eventually, that need of perfectionism kept being rooted within me even during my uni times, and to a fault, it has made me care about grades just a little bit too much. It was so likely that a day before the exam, instead of going to sleep, usually you'd want to sleep the day before the exam, you want to have a good sleep. And instead of me doing that, I would just be staying all night until maybe 3 a.m., 4 a.m., trying to cram as much as I can for that exam. And that was not healthy at all. So let's talk about stress for a second here. Stress can literally be your best friend or your worst enemy. In a sense, stress is just a mechanism that your body has in order for you to do a certain action to alleviate that signal. The best way to cope with that stress is to take action, to take meaningful actions that will allow you to be at your best at the long term. Which in this case, the best way to cope with your school stress is by focusing on your studies and taking actions that is improving your studies. As an example, whenever you get an assignment, you start feeling a little bit of that stress, right? Like that anxiety, right? Well, this is your body telling you that you gotta do it. You gotta go ahead and tackle that assignment. Coping it with social media or any other bullcrap will not let you deal with that stress. The stress will always be there no matter what, right? So the best way to target that stress, to get rid of it, is to get done your stuff, your school studies. Now, at the same time, don't let the stress consume you completely. Like I explained to you earlier about how I was staying up all night before just to study for that one exam or a couple of exams. That was not healthy for me to do. I needed my sleep because in the long term, it is better for me to sleep for that exam so that by the time the exam comes, I am fully rested and ready to take on that challenge. So let's imagine the worst case scenario. Let's say you put all of that effort, all of it into that exam, or let's say you've put absolutely everything you can on that assignment or on that project, and then unfortunately you get a bad grade. How do you react to that? When you get a bad grade in the future, take it as a learning lesson. Yes, it will sting. It will definitely sting. You'll definitely have lots of anxiety within you, but do know that this kind of moment will make you stronger. It'll make you more resilient to other disappointing moments coming forward to your life. And let's say best case scenario, well, you get a great grade, right? Well, take it as a blessing, but don't let it get over your head. Don't think that you are everything now that you've gotten a good grade. Again, do not let grades decide your value. You have a lot more than what your grade is telling you. And so remember, it is okay to make mistakes. We are human. We are supposed to make mistakes. I know the education system does not tolerate this, but really, in our human nature, it is fine. You go to any job, anything in life, mistakes are bound to happen. That's how you learn. Success doesn't just come with rows of success. It comes with rows of failure until you reach success. And in the grand scheme of things, in your career, grades are usually not that important. You can ask many people and they will tell you that work experience, networking, those are the things that's going to bring you so much success in life. Yes, of course, grades can be important to some degree, but again, I will repeat this, do not let it decide who you are and how your career will traject. And I know some of you will come to me and say, but Amin, actually my grades are extraordinarily important because I'm in medical school. I need a really high GPA in order for me to become a doctor or something like that. And that is very difficult to go through for sure. But one thing that I've learned through school is do not put absolutely everything into your school or grades. Like find some hobbies, have friends along with you, do something else that is not school related so that you can clinch up to something else if ever things aren't going well. And that will eventually happen. You will never just get straight A's every time. Things won't just be easy all the time. That's not how it works. Again, I'll repeat this. Success comes with a lot of rows of failure. That is natural. That's how your journey is supposed to be like. I will tell you this, when I was in university, my hobbies really kept me in check throughout all of my university days. This is literally what helped me cope through all the stress. No matter what happens, no matter what grades I get, I was always feeling okay, because in the end, when school wasn't going all right, I always had something else to clinch onto. And that is so important. Believe me, that's really like, if you can get out of this video and at least learn something from this, how to cope up with grades, at least one thing is make sure while you're at school that you do not put everything onto it. Have at least one hobby. One. I guarantee you, one hobby, and that will alleviate so much stress in the long run. I guarantee you that. Ultimately, don't let your grades decide your future. Let yourself decide your own future.